Can you hear the resonating strains of a symphony composed not by instruments, but by the relentless pulse of a nation grappling with the Great Depression? Join us as we peel back the layers of time to uncover the hidden overture that shaped America in ways we could never have imagined. As we embark on this journey, envision a nation at a crossroads, standing on the precipice of economic collapse. The Roaring Twenties echoes fade into the abyss, giving way to a decade that would test the very foundations of the American dream. What stories lie beneath the surface of this forgotten chapter, where the crescendo of human suffering intertwines with the resilience that defined an era? Step into the heart of the Dust Bowl, where relentless winds shape destinies, and navigate the corridors of power in Washington, witnessing firsthand the struggles of a nation determined to overcome adversity. This is not just a historical account, it's a cinematic exploration of Hollywood's golden age, a glittering escapade that provided solace to a populace seeking refuge from harsh realities. Yet beneath the glamour lurks a discordant note of racial inequality, setting the stage for the civil rights movement that would redefine America's social landscape. As the symphony reaches its crescendo, the world teeters on the brink of global conflict, mirroring the domestic strife that concludes this decade-long saga. A nation at the crossroads, prelude to a decade of turmoil. As the United States entered the 1930s, it found itself standing at a crossroads, a nation poised between the remnants of the Roaring Twenties exuberance and the looming shadows of an impending crisis. The stock market crash 1929, a seismic jolt to the nation's economic foundation, had set the stage for a decade of unparalleled turmoil. The promises of prosperity and boundless opportunity, so integral to the American dream, now seemed like distant echoes, fading into the harsh reality of the Great Depression. The 1930s marked a profound and transformative era, challenging the very fabric of American society. The aftermath of the economic collapse rippled through every corner of the nation, unraveling the tapestry woven by the optimism of the previous decade. Against this backdrop, the resilience of the American spirit would be tested, and the ensuing narrative would be one of both despair and determination. The tapestry unravels, unveiling the human tragedy of the Great Depression. The Great Depression was not a mere economic downturn. It was a profound human tragedy that unfolded on the grand stage of American life. Jobs evaporated, homes disintegrated, and dreams shattered like fragile glass. The Hoovervilles, makeshift communities of the destitute, sprouted across the landscape, stark symbols of the pervasive destitution. Citizens, once proud and self-reliant, now stood on breadlines, their dignity eroded by the relentless grip of poverty. During this period of unparalleled hardship, the nation witnessed a transformation in the social fabric. Families faced with the harsh reality of unemployment and hunger clung to hope with a tenacity that defied the economic storm. These personal sagas, often overshadowed in the broader historical narrative, emerged as poignant testaments to the resilience of the human spirit. Portrait of resilience, stories from the depths of despair. Within the tumultuous narrative of the 1930s, individual stories emerged as beacons of resilience. Families faced with the harsh reality of unemployment and hunger clung to hope with a tenacity that defied the economic disruption. The human spirit, tested and tormented, found solace in small acts of kindness, communal support, and the unwavering determination to weather the storm. These personal sagas, often overlooked in the broader historical narrative, were the unsung verses in the symphony of survival. The Dust Bowl's menace. Nature joins the chorus of suffering. As economic woes gripped the nation, a natural catastrophe added another layer to the unfolding drama. The Dust Bowl, a relentless force of nature, swept across the plains, turning fertile lands into desolate wastelands. The skies darkened with swirling dust storms, and the agricultural heartland of America withered. The symphony of suffering now had a haunting accompaniment, the mournful howl of the wind echoing the collective agony of communities torn asunder. New horizons or mirage, the politics of despair. In the midst of economic turmoil, the political landscape underwent seismic shifts. The 1930s witnessed the ascent of Franklin D. Roosevelt, a charismatic leader who promised a New Deal, a lifeline for a drowning nation. As the protagonist of our narrative ventured into the political arena, the complexities of relief programs, banking reforms, and the delicate dance between federal and state powers came to the forefront. The New Deal, hailed by some as a harbinger of hope, faced vehement opposition and skepticism from others who questioned its efficacy and long-term consequences. Discordant notes, the struggle for civil rights, amidst turmoil, amidst the symphony of despair. A discordant note of racial inequality permeated the air. African Americans, already grappling with systemic discrimination, found their struggles exacerbated by the economic downturn. Yet, amidst this adversity, voices rose in defiance. The decade laid the groundwork for the civil rights movement, as individuals like Marian Anderson and the Scottsboro Boys confronted prejudice, challenging the nation to confront its own biases. Hollywood's golden age, escapism in the face of hardship. The silver screen became a sanctuary for Americans seeking respite from the harsh realities of the Depression. Hollywood's golden age unfolded, offering a glittering escape into a world of glamour and fantasy. The tales of swashbuckling heroes, glamorous starlets, and magical adventures transported audiences, if only momentarily, from the struggles of everyday life. The film industry, like a masterful composer, orchestrated a counterpoint to the prevailing symphony of despair. The winding path to war, international echoes and domestic strife. As the 1930s neared their conclusion, the world stood on the precipice of global conflict. The rise of authoritarian regimes in Europe and Asia cast ominous shadows, challenging the delicate balance between isolationism and interventionism in the United States. Simultaneously, domestic tensions simmered, epitomized by events like the Spanish Civil War and the controversial America First Committee. The symphony of the 1930s, already laden with economic woes, now faceta crescendo of international uncertainty, setting the stage for a new act on the global stage.
It looks, my friend, like a real landslide this time.
Epilogue of a decade, reflections on a turbulent era. As the final notes of the 1930s symphony faded, the nation stood at the threshold of a new era. The scars of the Great Depression lingered, but the resilience forged in the crucible of hardship paved the way for a redefined America. The 1930s, a decade of despair and determination, left an indelible mark on the nation's identity, a prologue to the challenges and triumphs that would shape the ensuing decades. Like a haunting refrain, the echoes of those tumultuous years continued to resonate in the collective memory, a reminder that even in the darkest times, the human spirit can endure and triumph. As we conclude our journey through the forgotten symphony of the 1930s, we invite you to become a part of the narrative. Did you feel the resonance of history as we navigated through the echoes of the past? Your support is the key to keeping this symphony alive. Like the conductor guiding an orchestra, your likes and shares orchestrate the reach of this forgotten melody, ensuring that its notes resound far and wide. Leave a comment below, sharing your thoughts on the hidden overture of the 1930s. What stories resonated with you, and what aspects surprised you the most? Together we can amplify the echoes of history, ensuring that the symphony of despair reaches those who seek to understand the intricate tapestry of our past. Join us in unraveling more forgotten symphonies and exploring the melodies that have shaped our world. Subscribe, like, and comment. Become a part of the symphony, and let's continue this captivating journey through time together.